And it was set as an example to show people to strive to be the best. You see some streets, you see a little bit of graffiti here, but mostly it was painted over, and sometimes local artists take their time to paint murals over the graffiti to beautify the city. Look over to your left, one more block up on the left-hand side of the street. It's called Graham Court, one of the most beautiful architectural buildings, let's say. And it's a luxury apartment building. It was built by the same architect that designed the Dakota, where John Lennon lived. There's a beautiful interior courtyard inside. It was featured in the movie New Jack City. Is Malcolm Shabazz Mosque number 7, where Malcolm X prayed over here. You see the green arch dome. It's a Muslim mosque. Malcolm Shabazz Mosque number 7. This is where Malcolm X prayed. This is Lenox Avenue, also renamed Malcolm X Boulevard, right over here.
Malcolm X, leader of the Black Panthers, wasn't he?
At the time, originally Muslim, then went into the Black Panthers for the Black Power movement in the 60s, and Martin Luther King Jr. was not Black Panthers, but just for notice for his peaceful protest for human rights, civil rights. Two different men, two different ideas, two different ways of dealing with it. But hopefully now we have the Martin Luther King Day. It was very peaceful. Parade and/or remembering of him and speeches and talking to the people about the movement for equal rights for everyone. That's what America is. A melting pot of a variety of different people. That's what New York is. A billion different cultural diversities and cultures. Look to your right. They took a little vacant lot. They made it into a beautiful baseball field to the right. Some of these buildings right here was an old vaudeville house. They just took a cross right on it. Now it's a church. They took the street vendors and they put them into this flea market right over here. In the winter it's a little bit cold, but you can get some bargains over there. Look to your left. That was an old vaudeville house on your left. They don't have a cross on it, but it is a church right now. Look at the streets. They're pretty clean. They tarred over some of them, and some of them are parking lots. On the corner on the left over there, there's some old cars or whatever, but on the left over here there's a little garden. In the spring, summer, and fall, they plant bushes and vegetables. There's a few different areas all over the city that they will do it. They harvest hundreds of pounds of vegetables and they distribute it to the volunteers, not in that little garden, but there's many more all over the city. That they took vacant lot, the ground is fertile. Look at Central Park, you certainly could grow a lot. New York City, we do have a harvest season, a growing season, spring, summer, fall, and harvested right before Thanksgiving. Come up, this is Central Park North, Duke Ellington Circle. Central Park store right. Look to your left, the building over here to the left was a silent movie theater where Charlie Chaplin filmed some of his silent movies, to the left over here. Look behind it, they have some graffiti, and local artists take the time to paint a mural over the graffiti. They'll never tear down the building, because it is a landmark building. Someday they'll do something with it. Central Park, beautiful, 840 acres of beautiful parkland. That's where you find me on my days off. We do have some swans swimming in the lake. We have ducks. We have pigeons, of course. Sometimes you see seagulls, raccoon. I saw one time a raccoon in Central Park, some blue jays. This is Fifth Avenue. You see it goes from low-income Harlem to the most expensive real estate in New York, Fifth Avenue, in about 5 blocks. Just a Museum Mile and Millionaire's Mile. The first museum on the left we're going to see is El Museo del Barrio, the Hispanic Museum. These buildings were old millionaires' mansions. If they didn't have any heirs to the estate, they left it to the city, and the city turned it into a museum. Look at this old mansion to the left. The Museum of the City of New York, with these beautiful marble steps and pillars and columns. It's an old millionaire's mansion turned into a museum. That's what that's what Fifth Avenue looked like in the early 1900s or late 1800s, before cars were invented. Horse and carriages rode up and down Fifth Avenue. There were millionaire's mansions, and they tore down a lot of them to build the dormant elevated buildings, which you see mostly now. We're going to stop at the Guggenheim if anybody wants to get off Guggenheim. Anybody? Yeah. Otherwise, we'll stop at 84th Street, Fifth Avenue, which is the Metropolitan Museum of Art, and the next stop will be 59th Street. No stop in between. 84th Street or 59th Street by the Plaza Hotel. Okay, nobody's getting off of the Guggenheim, Charlene, unless you see somebody waving you down. We don't have to stop. Now, keep looking at the addresses on the left-hand side of the bus. When it hits 1120 Fifth Avenue is where Paul Newman and Joanne Woodward live. We got a lot more celebrities on Fifth Avenue to show you. This is the Guggenheim Pavilion of Mount Sinai Hospital. This is not the Guggenheim Museum. Everybody asks me. So look to your left as we come to the opening. You'll see a bronze globe. Look to your left, bronze globe. When we cure cancer, the globe will be filled in. We haven't achieved it yet. We're certainly trying. We also have one, a gold globe by the United Nations. That one is also cracked. Where we bring peace to the world, that one will be filled in. We haven't achieved that yet, but we're certainly trying. This is Fifth Avenue, Museum Mile, and Millionaire's Mile. Let me tell you, to have a view of Central Park costs a pretty penny. There are some rentals. 1160. I think it's in the next block. 1120 where Paul Newman lives. And they'll wait downstairs for him because he probably has a home in California. These people have so much money. They have homes all over the world. But Donna, I'm not sure. Did she have a home in England?
She did have.
She did at one point?
Yeah,
I thought she did. Maybe not. Yeah, well, she lived in the Upper West Side with Sean Penn about 15 years ago or so. And I don't know if we knew which building it was at the time. Then she got divorced, whatever, I don't know. Then she kind of moved back to New York, and then that's the building supposedly Cher was also the Upper West Side. Then she moved down to the Greenwich Village. I don't know if she... So left over there, that's the Photography Museum. It's an brick building. Is this one 1120? 1125, 1120, this one. This was 1120. Paul Newman, Joanne Woodward live there. Okay, to the left over there, the Jewish Museum. 5,000 years of Jewish history. Look at this beautiful old building, probably built in the late 1800s. That's probably worth $20 million. Twice as big as the brownstone. 20 mil, Fifth Avenue. Woody Allen lives on Fifth. We're not sure of his address. This is the Cooper Hewitt Museum to the left. Beautiful old billionaire's mansion. Look at this plot of land in the back. Donated back to the city, made into a beautiful museum. That's what Fifth Avenue looked like in the late 1800s. This is the Guggenheim Museum to the left, designed by Frank Lloyd Wright. They make jokes that it kind of looks like a toilet bowl. You take an elevator up, and you walk in circles around, and you see the artwork, and you walk down. It's a beautiful modern art museum. They wanted to put it into Central Park, but they would not let him. There's only a few buildings in Central Park: Tavern on the Green, Metropolitan Museum of Art, and there was an on-ramp. I'm going to show you where the zoo is. There's only a few buildings in Central Park, very few. There was a police station also in the middle on 86th Street. Okay. Building probably go around 4 or 5, but because it was Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis, it went for 9. Believe it or not, art history. To the right, Metropolitan Museum of Art. The largest museum in New York City, probably in the United States. It can only be compared to the Louvre in Paris and the Hermitage in Russia. There's special exhibits all the time. There's a special exhibit right now. Anybody getting off here? No? Okay. We're just letting us down. I guess we can go. I'm going to show you where Bill Cosby lives. 79th Street. You're going to look to your left. 2 more blocks down. You're going to look to your left, and it's a red brick brownstone on the side street where Bill Cosby owns the home. The brownstones are really made out of limestone. They're usually white, but he has a brown brick brownstone about the 4th from the corner. That's where Bill Cosby lives. Supposedly, Art Garfunkel was also on that block. I'm not sure the address, and I did see him one day. And believe it or not, I saw John Kennedy Jr. I took the train down with him one time. So the guy was standing 2 feet away from me. The Kennedys are the working class rich. And believe me, he was living on the... It's a collection of home furnishings and antiques. A millionaire's mansion turned back into a museum. 880, where Donna Summers lives. To the left, right over there.
Limo.
Limo, that's her limo. That's my limo. I don't know. Somebody's limo. Next stop is going to be 59th Street, 5th Avenue by the Plaza Hotel. To the left over there is the French embassy. You see the French flag. One block up to the left, or one block down to the left. Now we're going downtown. Theater. We have the New York Philharmonic, New York City Opera. We bring blankets and picnic, food, wine and cheese, and you sit under the stars and listen to classical music. It is beautiful. That's the only time I'll tell you to go to Central Park in the United States, Reform Temple to the left, Children's Petting Zoo to the right, and the Children's Zoo over here. I'm sorry, this is the regular zoo. The Children's Petting Zoo is behind us, and this building was originally an armory. Now it's part of the zoo, but it was originally an armory. One of the only buildings, 3 buildings standing in Central Park. Metropolitan Opera, Museum, Metropolitan Museum of Art, this little building here, and Tavern of the Green Restaurant. Okay. The Pierre Hotel is coming up to the left. And if you remember, there was a movie, Ascent of a Woman with Al Pacino. There's one dance scene filmed in the Pierre Hotel to the left, in the Grand Ballroom. This is Grand Army Plaza. This is one of my most favorite areas of New York City. It's accessible to Central Park, Upper East Side, Midtown Manhattan, Plaza Hotel. This is Grand Army Plaza. Plaza Hotel is to the right of us, where it's going to be it's going to be at the left as we make the turn. That'll be the next stop. Don't get off. This is not the end of the tour. But one gentleman wants to get off, so we'll let you walk at that stop. If somebody else wants to get off, so we can.
No! Don't! Not you!
Star Trek, the Sci-Fi Channel Special Edition, will return in a moment.
The world as seen from our all-new V6 power plant. The 215 horsepower Intrigue, now with low 2.9 financing for $2,100 in average finance savings. Intrigue by Oldsmobile. Start to command performance. Start something.
Where's Frank? It's been his turn for 10 minutes. He had to go call his mother. Hi, Mommy, it's Frank. I tied my bowling shoes all by myself. He must have called her with 1-800-COLLECT.
Why's that?
I'll tell you why, better, man, because 1-800-COLLECT's 10 cents a minute every evening. So he usually talks for a while.
10 cents a minute? That's cheap.
Hi, Frank. How's your mommy?
I don't know.
I was talking to Bitterman's sister.
1-800-COLLECT. Save your mommy money. Paranoid?
I'm coming and we're all gonna die.
You're not alone. The Sci-Fi Channel is exposing the truth.
There are people asking questions.
With 3 new series
We have a right to protect our children.
that they don't want you to see.
It's your job to keep all this out of evidence. Well, get it.
The truth is no longer classified. The Sunday Conspiracy, Dark Skies, The Burning Zone, The Visitor. Sundays beginning at 8, only on the Sci-Fi Channel.
Hi, I'd like to start getting home delivery of the New York Times.
Get a head start on your day by getting the New York Times delivered to your home each morning. And if you call now, you'll save 50% off the regular home delivery price. Then wake up to the things you care about most. What do you think about first thing in the morning?
First thing in the morning, our financial security. The Times gives me business insights I can trust.
First thing, I think about my family in America and in my homeland.
Call now for 7-day home delivery and start each day with the stories behind the people and events affecting your life.
I just love the arts, and nothing satisfies my passion like the New York Times.
Plus, you'll enjoy weekly...
They go on archaeological digs all over the world. And, well, they do them in they're showing how they bandage them up to protect them and tie it in. And then they have to chip away.
In southern Australia.
What do we have here?
Scientists
It was members of their now extinct relatives, or ancestors, that descended from this ancestor.
Have a seat
The
right up
second
there.
lineage of animals was recognized by a pair of holes along the pelvis. This was the beginning of sauropsids, or dinosaurs. Over the next 50 to 60 million years, turtles, lizards, plesiosaurs, and pterosaurs all evolved from this common ancestor. About 230 million years ago, the first dinosaur evolved from a reptile. It's recognized by a hole in its dorsal. All dinosaurs share this feature. This specialized gene allowed the hind legs to grow straight down from the hips, rather than sprawling out to the
This is like my perfect way. Like, we love to see
Yes, okay.
These events will cause severe environmental destruction, temperature changes, and acid rain. You see, the dinosaurs could not adapt. Most died out. It was the end of the age of dinosaurs. So one group of animals that had evolved from the first dinosaurs survived. Birds. They have the characteristic hole in the hips inherited from the common ancestor of dinosaurs. So, today's birds are living dinosaurs.
Eye socket located towards the front of the skull.